Hey everybody, it's Chris back with another review for the Blue Collar Beer Gourmet. Today I'm going to be reviewing a beer from Fort Bragg, California. It is the Blue Star Wheat Beer. Now, as you'll see, it says right there on the label, wheat beer. Some websites are referring to it as wheat ale, and we can make the distinction: is it a beer? Is it a lager? Either case, whether it's an ale or a lager, it is a beer. But it does refer to itself as a wheat beer, as opposed to a wheat ale. And I could not find an ABV on the bottle. However, I did go to their website, found out it has a 4.5 ABV. So obviously very easily drinkable, I would imagine. Of course, I haven't dug into it yet. The label says water, malt, hops, yeast, and that's all. So there you have it. That sounds about right for a wheat beer. Packaged on the 13th of April, 2016. So this beer is almost a year old. Hoping that doesn't undo much of the flavor. Paid $1.79 for this 12-ounce bottle, just to give you a heads up on the price there. So I have had other beers from North Coast. I'll be damned if I can bring them to mind. That shows bad homework on my part that I didn't find out what else from North Coast I've had. But anyway, I'm going to be using my Weizen glass because this is a wheat beer. And as usual, going to be using the Pop the Top opener from Taza Designs to crack into this. So let's get cracking. And as always, happy to show you, crowning is intact, unmarred lid. So you could put this on your wall mount or you could reseal your bottle with this cap, either one. All right, let us... Smells like beer. Smells like wheat and yeast and malt. That's exactly what I smell. So let's see, pour a bit and see how we're doing here. Got a nice foamy head. Looks like we have at least medium carbonation. And there we go. Like all wheat beers, we got sediment coming down from the bottom. And let's see if I can show that to you in the camera. I don't know if you can actually see that or not, but I am actually watching the sediment slowly work its way down. As the bubbles are coming up, they're moving the sediment around, and there's a little cloud of silt that's kind of slowly working its way to the bottom. But I don't know if I can show you. Let's see, if I turn it like so, can you all see the brown on that head? I don't know whether you can or not, but that's that last bit that poured out. So this is in fact a wheat beer. I am glad that I used my Weizen glass, because this is apropos. Great Weizen glass from Joseph James Brewery, a brewery that I love deeply here in Las Vegas. Now, as I open this up, I am getting a little bit of hops, finally. Kind of a pineapple-y smell, like you would expect sort of a Hefeweizen to have. I'm getting that malt, that's for sure. A little bit of yeast notes. But this very much smells like a Hefeweizen, and as I'm watching it, the silt is still, some of it's floating to the top on the bubbles. This has got to be a high-low carbonation, maybe even a high-medium carbonation. So yeah, this has still got plenty of bubbles going into it. Let's quit talking about it and let's drink some beer, shall we? Cheers. It's nice and creamy. Has, I'd say, probably a medium mouthfeel. I'm getting every composition of the beer. I'm getting, well, as it says here, water, malt, hops, yeast, and that's all. When I tell you that you can taste each one of these components, maybe not so much the water, but the malt, hops, and yeast, you can. You can taste each and every one of them. Like a good wheat beer, this tastes like it tastes like you've just had a nice piece of hearty bread, something like it's a whole grain bread. So yeah, I'm getting definitely more this has a chance to get air to it, I'm getting more bread smell in terms of that malt and yeast sort of combining together to create that bread smell. This is a very true to form wheat beer, and this is a good wheat beer. It's not often that I'm a big fan of wheat beers, but this one's going to get high marks. I'm looking to probably give this a 4.0 and on Untapped. This is just right. So anyway, once again, $1.79, 4.5 ABV, very drinkable, very affordable. You know, as I said before, I've had beers from North Coast and I remember liking it. I just can't be damned if I can remember what I had, and I apologize to you, North Coast, for not doing my homework like that. That's something I got to remember to do next time. Pardon. So, anyway, all around, this is a pretty damn good beer, and I like this one. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna be giving it a 4.0 on Untapped, and this gets a thumbs up from me. The Blue Star Wheat Beer from North Coast Brewing. All right, until next time, drink good beer, don't break the bank doing it, and cheers.